In this video, we're talking about one of the smallest cameras that I've ever worked with. Check this out. So this camera is like completely bonkers. It is literally the size of my thumb. This camera is absolutely tiny. This is the Insta360 Go, and basically this is a stabilized, less than 20 gram action camera that you hook to your phone. You don't have any screen, you have nothing like that. Basically, all you have with this is a lens, and on the back you have a magnet, and you have a button, and that button allows you to switch between some different modes pretty easily, actually. And you can do video, you can do photos, you can do time-lapse, you can do hyperlapse, and yeah, it's so small. This thing is incredible, and it gets some decent footage for the size. Yeah, I'm actually pretty impressed with what I'm able to get out of this. So this camera is less than 20 grams. It captures a video image that's HD 1080p. You can do photos up to 3040 by 3040. Your white balance and exposure is all controlled auto, and it has an aperture of 2.1. Now beyond its size, you have this crazy gimbal-like stabilization. It's the same type of stabilization that they use in their 360 cameras, the flow state stabilization, crazy smooth shots no matter how you're holding this little camera. You have instant slow motion that goes up to 100 frames per second, and also the camera is water resistant, so you can get it wet, you can splash it, and you could put it into shallow water for up to 10 seconds, they say. Okay, so for doing like talking to camera or any sort of audio, you don't have a whole lot of options because you have 15 or 30 seconds of recording time, and you basically just have a hole in the side. I'm actually very impressed with the audio that I'm getting just straight out of camera. It just has this tiny hole on the side, and that is it. But you just have to keep in mind that it was perfect conditions for audio up here where I was hiking. It was super quiet and there's no loud sounds. So depending on the situation, you can get some decent audio out of this little camera. So with this camera, no matter which direction you flip it, it's always gonna keep it upright. You never have to worry about moving it around. It kind of always just adjusts no matter how much you're kind of spinning it. Now, one thing I noticed as I was editing this footage is that if you're moving it around a lot, you start seeing on the edges where the stabilization can't keep up with the movement, and it's filling in the edge of frame. And you can see right here, it has this weird streaking going on. So with extreme movements, you might see some of this on the edges. It's like summer, super hot up here in the mountains, but we got this crazy marine layer coming in. Awesome hike for sure. This is a place I always go hiking to train for my big climbs, and always seems to be some sort of a surprise when I come up here, whether it's a snake or, you know, cool weather. Actually training for a climb that I'm gonna be on when this video comes out, because this video comes out today. You're watching it right now, but I'm up in Canada right now, climbing a peak for something else that I'm doing, but I'll definitely have this camera with me because it's so small. There's no reason you can't bring it with you wherever you go. That's one of the crazy things about it. It is tiny. Now there's a couple ways that you can operate this. So either you can just use this camera as is, and there's a little button on the back, and depending on how many times you click it, you can turn it into photo, video, time-lapse, or slow motion. So you just double click, or double click, triple click, or single click, and it goes into the different mode. And how you know it's in the mode is that it vibrates. And so it's interesting. You have this little vibration that happens, and you can tell if you're recording, if you took a photo, or if it's finished recording. And it's very easy and intuitive once you figure out the vibrations and how easy it is to flip on and go. You don't really ever have to power this up. You just double click it, it starts recording video. Or you hold it and then double click it, it goes into a hyperlapse mode. You hold it, you triple click it, it goes into a slow motion mode, or you just single click and you got a photo. Now with the phone, you go into the app, and you can see on the app, you just connect through Bluetooth. You can't see what you're filming. Now that might be one downside. You might want to see what you're actually getting, but the camera lens is super wide. You're not gonna really need to know what you're filming because you just know that you're gonna get a super wide shot. Now the way that the Insta360 Go is recording is that it's recording a spherical form, and you can see this when you go in the app because you have this ability to edit in post. Just like if you're working with their 360 camera, you can go in and reframe a bit. So if you
are shooting and you want a 16:9 image for video like I'm doing on this video, you could easily go in here and just export out a 16:9. But if you want vertical social media for Instagram stories or something like that, you just click this button right here. It's gonna switch it to the vertical mode. And you can also do a square. So what that shows me is that it's recording the entire image and then it's allowing you to go in there and reframe later. This is why you can spin the camera in any direction and still get a shot that is upright, because it's recording in a spherical form rather than recording just a 16:9 or 9:16 image. In this way, you can record this camera in any position and still get a perfectly level shot. One of the huge benefits to using this camera.
But one of the things that I find really interesting about this camera is that it's set up for people doing quick shots. So you're not gonna be recording like 15 minutes on this camera. This camera is set up to do 15 or 30-second intervals. So if you're shooting video, you really only have 15 or 30 seconds to be able to shoot that video. Same thing with like hyperlapse and time-lapse, there's limits on it. So you can only record so much data. So it's really set up for getting short, quick, capture the moment, move on. So you're not gonna be doing long takes.
Now in the app, you can go into what's called the story mode, and then you select a series of shots and it will stitch them together to make quick edits that then you can post on your social. So for this one, I have 8 shots here and it automatically cut it together, created my little video.
Okay, so let's talk about storage capacity and battery. So there is no place to put an SD card in this camera. You basically have the storage that's on it. It has 8 gigabytes. That's it. That's all you have access to. So it's around 20 minutes of footage. Now in terms of battery life, what it said in the paperwork that I got with it is that you can do about 200 shots of around 20 seconds. So that equals around an hour, a little bit more than an hour. But there's no like turning on and there's no like idling. You just click the button and it starts recording. So you have about 200 shots when you're out using this camera. But it does come with a small little charging case. It's very similar to Apple AirPods. So you just pop this thing in the charging case and the charging case will keep it charged. Now, I don't know how many times the charging case will work. I'm sure there's information more on the website, but I have a pre-release version and I've been playing around with it all day. I just keep it on the charging dock when I'm not shooting with it, and it seems to just keep it going. And I haven't had really any issues with battery at all when I'm out here working with it. Now, if you go into the app, there actually is a pretty smart feature that will delete the footage as soon as you download it to your phone. So what you can do is, if you're worried about data, just open it up, the app, transfer clips, they auto delete like that. You can just go on and keep shooting. 8 gigabytes, I know it's not a ton of data, but you're not shooting at these super high resolutions. So it'll get you about 20 minutes worth of footage before you'll have to dump. But like I said, if you just connect your phone, transfer it to your phone, auto delete, you'll get a flow for how it works. And the thing is, because you're not doing these super long takes, you're not really gonna be burning up that much data. You're gonna be doing short, quick takes, 15 seconds, 30 seconds. It just depends on what kind of content you're shooting. It's all about like quick, quick, quick. And it's not really about getting this long, tons and tons of data. It's more about capturing the moment. And that's what this camera's all about. It's about capturing the moment, just getting the shot and having it just on you all the time, because you can really put this anywhere and have it in your pocket no matter what you're doing. I think that's probably the most powerful thing about this camera, is that it is so tiny. It's the size of my thumb. You can have it on you anywhere you go, and you just, it does get audio. And as you can hear, as we've been going through this video, I've been just playing the audio straight from camera. So it will get audio. You don't have to worry about plugging anything in, because you wouldn't really ever plug something into this. It's simple. It's super, super simple. And that's one of the key things with it, is that you don't have to fumble with gear. You click the button, you go, you get the shot, you move on. It's definitely geared for people who want to just capture things. They don't really care so much about getting like the best quality stuff and having like microphones and all these different gadgets that go along with the camera. It's really about just capturing the moment. And that makes sense why they called it Go, because when you're always on the go, it's an easy camera to grab those shots. Obviously the record limit is one of the downsides of this camera, but even beyond that, if you're just shooting some quick things here and there, 30 seconds is definitely enough to capture the shot and move on. I would love to know your thoughts about this tiny little camera in the comments down below. So guys, let me know if you're gonna go out and get one, what you would use it for, what do you think this camera is good for. And guys, I'm gonna finish up my hike because I'm gonna go climb a big mountain, which I'm on while you're watching this right now. All right, I'll see you on the next one.